Yeah, good evening, everybody. I believe you can all hear me.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Um, I don't know. It's like the network wanted to, you know, be another issue today, but at least I'm sure we can work now. So we'll keep expecting other people to come in, but yeah, okay, yeah. Let me keep admitting people so that we can get on with this and not waste so much time. Right. So welcome to everybody. So I think I made it clear the last time that we are going to be working on the Medillery platform today. We would just learn, let me say, we'll learn the inner workings of the app. Like we'll learn how to, navigate our way through the platform. So we would notice that, while the presentation is going on, we'll notice that there are a number of templates there already. So we'll just go and try to, create our own templates. Then if time permits, or I believe time will permit us, so just try to play around with one template that's there, or maybe two, so just to have our hands on practical experience to know exactly how the site works, so that we'll be able to use it to create our own or edit it. So I believe at the end of this class we should be able to edit any templates to suit our business or brand needs. So like we mentioned earlier, the name of the site that we're going to be using is medillery.com. So Medillery is medillery.com. So I'm on the page, and there is, okay, I think we have a few things on the page. So obviously we know templates, like I've mentioned. We also have the campaign option, and of course we can become a professional on the site, and just offer services to others on the platform. So an amazing functionality of the site is the templates library. So we can, as even if you are not professionals and just want to create something nice for our businesses, we can just visit the templates library, work on those, edit templates to suit our needs, and in minutes. So like it says here, we can use templates to create our own designs. So I think during the final class where we'll teach us on how to become a professional on Medillery, I think I would further break down the feature. So today we are focusing on working on templates. So let's check out the template functionality on medillery.com. So just click. I think I have it open somewhere. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me switch my screen to that. I think we are still viewing the previous screen. So that's the one. No, that, okay. I think that's the wrong view. Let me show us what the template screen looks like before we get there. So it kind of shows us the flow, right? Yeah. So I believe we can see my screen. I'm not sure. Okay, it will come up now. Yeah. So if we click on templates from the Medillery website, this is the page to take us to. So you can just understand what's happening here. So we have amazing templates. We have a growing library of templates to choose from, and you can get started on those to create your own designs. So you can just select a template that kind of suits what you want, and with that I mean, well on your way to becoming a designer for your own brand. And of course you can save those templates, and so we have a variety of different options. So we have birthday, we have business, Valentine, Christmas. So I believe that most of us here would probably subscribe to the business plan. So let's go business, right? So we have business templates, and I can look at fabrics, based on your needs. Let's say, so this is for an event, this is for a skincare brand, and yeah, I think I particularly like this one. So I would want something that's kind of neutral and relates to business. So okay, I think let's go with this particular one, gadgets. But if you scroll down, you see that we have a number of templates now. These are only the business templates, right? So we still have some under the Christmas. We still have some, I think, New Year. We still have some under politics. So those templates are available for our use. Just edit them. So add your own logo, add your brand color, and all of that. So of course, I'll show us how we can do that. So I think I should switch my. Okay, let me not use my my own. So yeah, so it's loading. So once it comes up, we'll be able to work our magic on that template. So for those who are, let me say, those who are already graphic designers, who have experience with graphic design softwares before, so it might not be so difficult for us to navigate. But for those of us who are, new to graphic design, those of us who are business owners originally and what have you, so it might be strange to us. So this is taking long to come up, but I'm sure it will come up. So I think probably it's the network, but it will come up anytime. So I would give us the beginner, let me say the beginner kind of tour of the page, so that we can understand every single thing. So even if we are designers and we have experience of how to work with graphics design softwares, we don't know how to work with Medillery, right? And those who are not graphic designers, so they are new, so I'll just treat everybody as if they're completely new to design, right? So maybe I should go back and select again, so I don't know why it's taking so long. So this would come up anyways. I think I have business templates, right? Okay, I think we're online now. We can work. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe I should start from a blank screen, but it might not. I don't know if that would be optimal. So let me just. So since we are not creating something new yet, we are editing, right? So I'll just try to edit using the features. And so I'm hoping we can see my cursor, because that's very important. So my cursor would tell us where we are, and it will give us a kind of, it will help us understand what we are doing. So I hope you can see my cursor. My cursor is on canvas now, right? Canvas simply means this frame, this portion where we are working. If you can see a square, the square contains everything. That is our canvas, right? So anybody who's an artist knows what the canvas is, because canvas is that page where they create their designs. So just like in that same orientation, your canvas is that page on which you create your design, right? So we can see, yeah, I think this zoom makes it much better. So we can change the size of our canvas. This entire panel here gives us different functionalities based on the tool that we select. So if I select text now, that means the options I'll be seeing here will be different. But since I'm selecting canvas, I can see the options to edit or change my canvas. On the norms, like, I would never advise you, like, don't change your canvas size, like, for whatever reason. Like, so most of the templates are already pre-created for you, so just need to edit them to suit your purpose, right? So unless there is a reason for you to extend, like change this, like there's a very important reason, a very cogent reason, I don't think you should. So if what you want to create is so custom that you need a different size, it is best that you actually create from scratch, right? So you don't distort, you don't scatter the entire setup, right? So now our canvas being square is actually very strategic, because most of what we're designing are social media oriented, right? So if you have a square kind of design, that square aspect ratio, that means you can use it on virtually anywhere, on your profile pictures, that's your DP, you can post on WhatsApp or your status or whatever without having to crop it. But if you have something rectangular and you want to put on your DP, that means you have to crop some parts, right? So once you have something square, it means it fits on any screen throughout all social media platforms without having to crop out some part of your image. So it's very strategic, right? So by default, all the templates that we have are in that square aspect ratio. So like I said, we have the option of changing the, okay, maybe I should just change it for the purpose of you. So I have, okay, let me use maybe 800. So you see 800 is wider, right? So W means width, or width. So back to 400, and H is height, of course. So I can make it 700, so you can see the height. So then take it back to 400. So background changes the background color. Of course, we need only white. So now if you notice, the background color is not changing. I mean, it's changing, but you cannot see the change. Why? Because I have a picture on top of the background. So we'll go to the pictures, but let me take it back. So if there was no picture, if there was nothing on this background before, once you change the background color, it changes to the different colors you have here. Now we would still get back to colors, but I mean, since we already have the okay, let me postpone that to when we can actually edit color, so that when we pick a color we can actually see what I'm talking about. So the next item here is text, right? Text. And during the introductory session, I okay I mean, I'm getting information that my voice is breaking. Maybe I should. Okay. Just to the house. Can you hear me? Can we still hear me? I'm not getting a response. So.
Your line is breaking, sir.
Oh. But is it better now? It's still the same thing. I think it's the network, right? Or is it because I've changed from my headset to. But can we still? I think network. I don't want to switch my network mode, so I don't have to. Can I get responses from the house? Yeah. But my network. I've lost my network connection. That's terrible. So I'm not sure where we stopped before about the network, but let me just try to give you a recap so I make sure we have not missed much. So I initially was talking about the canvas, and I said the canvas size is the size of your entire artboard, right? This entire frame that you have to work on is your canvas, and so it is square, and that is very strategic because we are trying to optimize for social media side. So actually every social media, not all, like, but almost all of them are actually they have that square orientation, right? So you would want to make it square so that you can upload on WhatsApp, Instagram, and all of that without having to crop out part of your text and all of that. So it's it saves us the headache. So even if you are designing other softwares, you want to use something square. So like I said, you can change your background, or you can do like I did in this instance. I actually uploaded a picture here which I used as my background, right? So the next thing is text. Now, like I said in the very first class, I said that we have different kinds of text. Like we have text font families, or fonts, right? Yeah, fonts, not text, right? So fonts, we have sans serif fonts, and we have serif, we have script fonts. So we have a limited options of font here, but the basic idea is that we want for our header fonts that would be very, should I say, very visible, very bold, right? In this instance now I use it just standard gadget. It's just a random name that I just picked up. So standard gadgets. So you want something that somebody will see from far. Okay, you're talking about standard gadgets, right? Something that will stand out, something that will bold, right? So if you were to create this by yourself, I would have given a kind of big breakdown rather. But since we are just editing, you will just click on. Okay, let me just talk about the functionality now. I'll show you how you edit, right? So we can edit, of course. We can create new. We can add a frame. Okay, maybe I should edit it right now so that I know we have crossed that bridge, right? So we have text standard gadget, I think. So standard. So you have standard. It displays the value here. So let's say your business is not standard now. You can change yours to, I don't know, premium. So if you are premium gadgets, so automatically gives you that. Now, other than the value of the text which we have here, like the one I just changed to premium from standard, we also have positioning options. That is, x represents x-axis. For those of us who are not, let me say, whiz kids in maths, so I will not use graphs as a reference. So just know that the x-axis is the horizontal axis and the y-axis is the vertical axis, right? So while you are moving in the x plane or in the x direction, that means you are moving to the left or to the right. So look at that. So you can move this slider, but moving the slider might not be very, should I say, very efficient, like to adjust it to the particular place you want it to be. So it might be too little or too much. So just once you have adjusted it somewhere close enough, you can manually edit the number, right? So I have 142. I can just say, okay, you know what? I think 150 will be close enough. So I just try 150, right? And it moves. I think 150 is too much as well. I can say, you know what? Maybe 147. So 147 looks nice to me. So let me admit somebody. Yeah. So 147 looks great to me. So I can go to gadgets too. Maybe I don't sell gadgets. I can just, so there are two ways to select an object, of course. Yeah. So before I forget that, so okay, that will lead me to the layers panel. So I initially wanted to finish with this panel before I move to the layers panel, but I think it has we have come to the time where we'll talk about that. So you can simply click on any item on the screen and it will pick up the item. So I can pick up this picture and you can see that that line, that kind of broken line around it to show that this is the selected item. So I can pick any item, but at the same time I could also go to this tab here. This tab is called the layers panel, the layers tab. So it shows me every single item. So it's like I'm creating a stack of different items. Like I place the background first, then I put different elements on top of it. Maybe like a burger, right? You place the like a kind of burger sandwich. Yeah, burger sandwich. So you place the first piece of bread at the bottom, then you place different elements on top of it. So this artboard or this canvas works similarly to that, right? So the very first element you put on it would be number 1. So this image number 1. Then the next element will be number 2, and we have number 3, number 4, like that. So my background image is definitely number 1. I told you when we were editing the canvas that I have a picture the background, so that's image number 1. So it's the very first image. So I can reduce the opacity if I want. Like I said that this tab here is very responsive, right? So if I'm working on my canvas, for instance, it gives me options to edit the canvas, right? So if I'm working on an image as well, in this case, it will give you options to edit an image. If I'm working on a text like premium, it will give me options to edit a text. So that's the basic idea of it. So let me skip the image part of it until we get to the images. So I'll get to that. So we're talking about editing this premium. So let me go to. So I have premium selected. Okay, now let's go to gadgets. Yeah, as I was saying, we can select gadgets from either clicking it directly on the screen. So sometimes if we have any issues with that, we can just simply come here and select it. So when it's selected, it will show you this green kind of stuff. So you can delete it from here. This is to edit, or you can move it up or down. So you can, if you move it up, that means you're sending it back, back in the layer of things, right? So if you bring it down, that means you're sending it to the top. So look at this. If I send it back, that means it's now behind premium. If I send it back again, it will go behind the background, like that. So you see, so it looks as if it has disappeared, but it's behind the background now, and I cannot select it. So if I want to bring it back in, so I'll just bring it down again. So my image, the background image, is now number 1. So I'll still show you how to work around with, how to play around with images, but let's deal with text first, because it's the next item on this panel here. So gadgets. So let's say you are not, probably you don't want to sell gadgets. Let's say premium, maybe shoes or bags. Let me say premium bags, right? I think I might want to, yeah. Okay. Or should I use wears? I think bags is okay. Let me use all caps also. Premium bags. Wow. AGS.
Mr. Michael,
Yes, sir.
your screen is at standstill. Your screen is not moving. And it's been like that for a while.
Well, okay, wait. Let me reshare again. Wow. That's something. Stop presenting and down. That means let me see if I can undo what I've done. So that, okay. Let me just go over it again. Just because I'm not understanding how this network is. Yeah. So initially I had standard gadgets. I think I've covered the canvas kind of stuff. So let me just move straight up to text, right? So as I was saying, I said that this panel. I hope you can see my cursor moving, right? Can we see my cursor moving?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
lovely. Yeah. So in case the cursor stops moving, please let me know again so that I don't lose us in the process, right? So I've talked about canvas. Now moving to text, right? So I'm saying that this panel that we have here is interactive, so it changes depending on what we are working on, right? So we can work on, so it's like from here I can conclude that they have 4 different options of things that we can work on, or families of things we can work on. We can work on our canvas, we can work on text, we can work on shapes, and on images. So depending on whatever we are working on, this tab changes, right? So we have moved to text, and I'm saying to edit text, we have to select that particular text that we want to edit, and this tab changes in respect to that, and we can easily perform our magic there, right? So if I'm going to select premium now, so initially I had standard whatever, but so let me change this again. So like I said we can select an object from our page by just clicking on it, but sometimes because because of the order of things, like one thing that you expect to be on top might be at the bottom, so you select it and you think, and it's picking the object at the bottom. For example, I'm trying to select bags and it's picking the background image, so that's all right. So you just have to come to a layers panel and click on that particular item. So the selected item would have a different color, so it has this bright kind of green color. So if I want to change premium now, like I said, once you select the item, this tab changes to reflect that we are working on text now. So it shows text, and the value of the text is premium. So we can delete from here, we can edit or move it up and down. And in case we didn't get that before, because before when my screen was static, so I said we can move our objects throughout this layers panel. That is the order of things. Like the very first thing, that is the thing at the background, is number 1, right? Then the thing that follows it in order, I said like a burger sandwich, right? So you first put the bread, then you might put, I don't know, vegetables, meat, whatever you want to put, right? And then the final thing will be another slice of bread or a chunk of bread or whatever it is, right? So in the same way, the very first thing on this canvas is going to be our background image, then followed by whatever element in whatever order you put them in. So in this case, we have premium. So once I select premium, I have the option of moving it back. I move it back now, so I've sent it to be behind the background. I can bring it back, so I can move it throughout the entire canvas. So we should note this order, because sometimes when I try to edit stuff and you're trying to select and it's not working, or you are trying to put two things and you see that, okay, no, let me move this shape a little bit so that I can see, I can try to give us the idea of what I'm talking about. So this shape, for instance, now I can move it up. If you notice, this shape is underneath this picture of a phone, but it's on top of the remaining 2 pictures, right? So this is from this layers panel is where we can control stuff like that. So we can control what item is on top of what and below what. So I believe that's clear enough. So let me bring that. Let me put that something approximate. I think this works. Yeah. So now, as I was saying, if we want to change the value of our text, so we just come here and select. So the value of that text is right here. So premium. So I can change it to something nice. Maybe Abike. I don't know. I think I like the name Abike. So I've changed the value. I can change the position from here. The position, we have the X and Y plane, or X and Y axis. So in the X axis, that means we can move it horizontally. So we can move it horizontally across the page, to left, to the right. And I say this might not give you right here the exact position so easily. So you also have the option of what, inputting your values. So you just have to try to visually gauge, right? So you notice that it's at 172 here. So if I want to move it to the left a little bit, that means I need to reduce the value. If I want to move it to the right, I need to increase the value. So if I reduce the value to probably 162, so it shifts, right? I can make it 160, so it shifts a little bit. So the Y is for the vertical positioning. So I have 85 here originally. If I bring it down, it goes, if I increase the value of Y, it goes down, and if I reduce the value, it goes up. So just so that we understand the concept completely, know that 0.00, let's take it to 0, 0. Oh, okay, I think we have minus 1, 1. Yeah, minus 1, minus 1, not 0, 0. Or even if you use 0, 0, same thing. Just know that the smallest, or the starting point, is at your top left, right? Top left. So as you increase it, you are moving towards your right. That is, as you're increasing X, you are moving towards your right, and as you're increasing Y, you are moving towards the bottom. So if I increase Y, it's taking me down. If I increase X, it's taking me towards the right. So if you understand that, we can easily move our stuff across the screen. So we don't have the option of using our cursor to drag items across the screen. So this is how we move them. So it helps us maintain that the position, so you don't really scatter stuff, right? So we can also rotate. There's rotation option here, so I can just rotate apk anyhow I want. So rotate it. So if you want to create an effect, a nice effect, I don't know, vertical, horizontal, and all of that, you rotate it. But if not, please just leave your text on, zero rotation. Then here comes fonts. So in the previous course I talked about fonts, the different kinds of fonts, and I told you that some fonts are in families. That means we can have them in different, should I call them views? Like the same font, you can make it bold, you can make it in italics, you can make it, some fonts have that extensive list, like semi bold, extra bold, and all of that. But here we have just a limited range of fonts, and I think we have area. Okay, look at Arial for example. Continue to Arial, yeah. So this Arial italics. I think we have Arial light. So we have Arial italics bold. Yeah. So we have Geneva. We have Geneva bold. So we have different kinds of fonts. Like I told you, I think I was mentioning this before. I said we have different kinds of fonts. We have serif and sans serif. So the font I was using before is definitely a sans serif font. It doesn't have this extension. This particular one, Geneva, is a serif font. So I think I should take it back to the original view, right? Should I not? So let me select ABK again. So ABK and fonts. So the original font, if I remember correctly, is Verdana. So we have a huge range of options. So you can pick any of these fonts. So let me just go back to Verdana bold. Yeah, Verdana bold. So the next thing is your alignment. So you can, I'm not sure this will work too. Yeah. So I've not even used them before. So the next thing is size, of course. So size, increase the size. So I can make ABK much bigger. So ABK bags, and of course color. So we have a huge, okay, not a huge, but at least a good number of colors. And this is very important because, of course, if you are designing for your business, you'd have your own personal preference in color, or you might have a logo, whatever color. So as a graphic designer, I'll tell you, when you are doing branding, of course, each brand must have a color, and you stick to that brand. For example, now I assume this brand has a kind of brown color, so you see that the entire flyer is maintaining that brown, except for the pink that I have introduced now, right? So I think the coolest thing about these colors is that you have what they call a color picker tool. That means you can bring in a picture from anywhere, and you'd use this option. Let me undo what okay. Let me see if I can undo. Yeah. So okay. My ABK is now white. That's why it has disappeared. So I'll change the color again. So to change the color, am I selecting ABK? Yeah, I'm still on it. Yeah. So you just click on this bucket. I'm not seeing the bucket. Wow. I think should I even do this? Maybe I'll have to write the text again. So okay, let me create a new text. Yeah. So let me write ABK now, for instance. Yeah, all caps ABK. Right? And our font is Verdana bold. Yeah, I'm going with Verdana bold. Yeah. So positioning it. So I need to make it shift it a little bit to the right. Yep, a little bit, and a little bit to the top. So I reduce this, right? Yeah, that was too much, and I can increase the size as I want. So as I was saying, I said you could change the color. That means apart from this selection of colors that we have here, so I can select any color from here. I can also come here, this one that has a kind of plus sign here, and use that to it will give me the option of a wider selection of colors, right? I can this is a means of creating, like, mixing colors by yourself. I think it's called a color mixer. Yeah, it's a color mixer. So you can select blue from here, and even with the blue selection, you have a wide option of colors to pick from. I can make it whiter, make it darker, grayer, and all of that throughout this entire plane. But the most powerful feature, as I was explaining before, is this color picker tool. That means if you have a picture, you can just select color picker, and color picker will help you pick any color from your picture. I think there is this green in this notification bar, so let me pick that green in that notification. So you see that, so it gives me that green in my design. So I can come here and pick maybe this blue, so it gives me that blue. So I think there's a nice pink here, so pink. So Once you do that, you can just exit and you have that column. So let me increase the size a little bit more. So let me, I think I should take this up a little bit so it doesn't suffocate bags. So no, that's too much. So let's stay with maybe 80 something. Yeah, so that works for me. So I can position my bags relative to it. Probably I should just put it a little bit underneath it. So 152. So like I said, you can move your slider, but if you want to just make little adjustments, it's best to just input the number, right, to reflect that. So we also have this opacity to reduce the, to make something more transparent. And I think the easiest way to explain something being transparent is that you can see through it, right? I can make the opacity maybe 10%. So 10%, you can see that's faded out to something like a grayish. So it will be more evident or understandable in the photo. Okay, maybe let me make it 50% so it will be more visible. So we see that's so I can bring it back to 100. So 100. So and from here also we can change the position in the layers panel. Like I told you, the very first thing in your canvas, that is the thing at the background, is number 1, right? So our text here, bags, is number 2, right? So I can send it downwards to number 3, or I can send it upwards to take the place of number 1. So if it goes to number 1, definitely it's going to be behind the background, and so it will disappear. So I think that is the idea. Okay, yeah, I sent it down. No, let me send it behind the background so it will disappear. So we can, so I can bring it back by bringing, so that's that. So I think with that we have covered basically everything about text. So we can simply select any text that we want. Let me come here and select let me select the phone number, for instance. So let's say you want to edit this template and you want to add your own phone number, right? So I've selected it from here, and let's say my phone number is 080 123 4 5 123 4 5 6 7 8. So it edits. Let's say you don't sell Android and iPhone. I don't know, what do you sell? Well, okay, I call it Abike bags, right? Okay, let's say school bags. No. School bags, all that kind of bags do we bags, bro. Bags, so let me use that same divider. School bags, what else? Let me call it ladies bags. Bags. And what else? Let me just write this. So as you're writing, it's automatically reflecting on your page. So you can, for every one of your text that you have here, you can simply edit them, move them X and Y, rotate, change the font, change the size, change the color. So as you can see, I have 13 items on my panel. I don't need to list them. So I have the background, each of these texts, these shapes. So shapes now, that leads us to shape. So you can select a shape that you have already created, of course. So it gives you the option of editing it. But you can create a new shape, right? So for each of the options, like from text to, you can create a new text by coming here. So I just create a new text. So I can just write my name. So just so I don't forget, and people say they don't know how to write text. So my name is Angelo. So just write your text, and once you have written it, you can edit it in the exact same way, right? So let me delete and we don't need my name. Alright, so let me exit this. So that's deleted, I believe, but it's still on that page. Deleted. So I noticed that on the page, once you try to delete something, it kind of gives us that period of grace. Like when you delete it, it's highlights that delete option. It makes it red. Like, are you sure you want to delete this? Right, so you have to click it twice, I believe. So shapes. So it's once you select shapes, if you select a shape originally, it gives you the option. So if you are not selecting a shape originally and you just come here, that means you have to first create a new shape. So you create the shapes you can create are rectangle, ellipse, polygon, and line, right? So that if I were to create a rectangle, so it automatically creates one for me here. So I can move it around, of course, normally, and you might look at that this is not looking like what I want. So of course we have the width and the height just like in your background. So I can make my width, I don't know, 50. Let's go with 50. So 50, and I can make my height, I think 100 is good enough for me. So I can move it around, of course, the same way we move anything around. So if it follows the same convention. You could rotate it the same way if you want to. So yeah, so let me take it back. And of course, in shapes we have two elements. We have fill and stroke. Fill is the color at the center within it, right, within that container, and stroke is the color at the borders or at the edges. So fill, I notice you can only add either a fill color or a stroke color. So note that. And in the same way you can select the color for your text. You can also select for your shapes, exactly the same convention, right? So you notice that. So you can select from, like I said, you can select from the options that we have here, or you can use your color picker, right? You also have a transparency as well. Then the stroke, yeah, the intensity of the stroke. I think this. Let me not do something too excessive. So maybe 10 or so. So if I were to use stroke, I don't think I have the option of using, yeah. So you either use a stroke or use a fill. So a stroke of 10 is thick, of course. I can reduce the stroke of 10 to maybe 5, right? So it reduces, and I can restore the fill. Right, and there's something called a radius. A radius means this curvature, right? This curving at the end of your stroke. So imagine if I were to use I don't know, this rectangle, and I have it just static. I think my network.
Okay.
Yeah, can we hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I lost
Yeah.
my connection somewhere again. So let me present again. Yeah. Okay. This is not where I was. So let me stop this. I think I have two tabs. Yeah. So like I was saying, I said we also have the option of adding a kind of curvature, and a curvature simply is this curve, like radius. I mean, it's called radius here, but it represents the curvature at the end rather of these your shapes. So if you notice the rectangles that I have here, all of them are curved at the edges, and we add that through the radius. So radius option of your shapes. So just add radius, and it begins to curve. So the greater the radius, the greater the curve, of course. So you also have the option of moving them across the layers. So if I increase my radius, I think it will become like a kind of capsule. So I can also go and delete that. I do not need it. So yeah, so that's fine. And then the final, or should I say the fourth element that we can add is images. So in the same way that your canvas changes when you are working on text and all of that, so it changes when you are working on images too. So from here you can add a new image, or you can simply work on your old images. Since we are learning to edit templates, so you'll be more focused on editing the image that you have. For example, I already have an image here, of course, right? And I want to, like, for instance, now we are using a BK bags, not I think we had standard gadgets before. So you'd want to remove this phone and put a bag, of course. So you come here and click on change. So change gives you this tab, and you just just drag and drop it there. So I think I have a tab open on free pick. Okay, I don't, yeah, I do. So or you could simply go on Google if you want and just search for whatever it is that you want. And even if you are not working on Google, I mean, you could just get any image from your computer or from your phone if you are working on your phone, and you just drag it and drop inside this tab here. So I don't know if we are okay, of course we are not. I'm not presenting my screen. So but we can see the gadgets tab. Maybe I should switch to, okay, let me just look for an image that I can bring in so that I save us all the stress, right? So okay, no, let me give you that option, right? Okay, no, that's not. So pictures, okay, down. I think I have pictures in my downloads. Okay, yeah, I have a picture of it. Okay, let me use this jacket. So if you're using a laptop or a system, whatever, you would have to drag and drop. But if you're using a phone, of course, you could just it would give you the option of selecting, like it will open your file explorer and you pick whatever image that you want. And I have a picture in, so I do not need that picture, of course. Let me delete that. But I replaced my background image. No, I did not intend to do that. So let me undo that. So yeah, I don't think I've talked about the undo function before. So your undo is not Ctrl Z. I don't believe Ctrl Z works. So your undo and your redo functions are right here. So this one that points back is undo. This one that points forward is redo, right? So bringing in that image in the background was a mistake. So let me bring in another image to replace this particular one. So I'm not replacing the background. So each image has a name of its own. So I have the product image 1, this guy, product image 2, the one in the middle, and product image 3. So let me replace product image 1. I believe we can see the line around it, and so I can say change, right? So bring in yeah, I was talking about the jacket before. Yeah, okay. So let me just drag and drop. Yeah, moving. Yeah, perfect. So continue. So yeah, I understand that we have a few bits of editing that we can do. So we can crop images if there are some things that we do not need. So much of what I have here is okay. So I can just say okay, crop. I think we can edit this shadow, the temperature, saturation. So if we are good with picture editing before, we can work with this. But I advise against it because it can change your picture color and stuff like that. Right. So I think I can just play around with it. So if you know what you are doing, it's okay. But I'm not sure we have the undo function here. So if you mess around with it too much, it might destroy your picture. But even if it does, so you always know you can just delete it or undo it, and you are good to go. So whenever you believe you have edited your pictures enough, and you can just say okay, done, and it would bring your picture in to replace whatever you have there. So if you have to bring in a new picture from scratch, you can do that as well too. It's the exact same process. So let me see if I can bring in a different image, something that is not too okay. I have a kind of mock-up here. Yeah, so continue. Yep, and so I've brought in the image, so I can move it around anywhere I want. Yeah, so let me add that kind of effect that I had here. So just like in a shape, this is a picture, right? Not a shape. A shape can have stroke and have this curvature, but a picture cannot have that. But in case you want to have that kind of effect in a picture, you enclose that picture in a shape, and so you'll be able to add a radius and stuff like that to it. So that's where this frame comes in. So you enclose your picture inside a frame, and it gives you the option of adding different kinds of effects. So I've enclosed my picture in a square frame. So based on that, I can increase the stroke size. So if you look at the stroke size is increasing, the color is still blue. Let me use one of the colors that I have on board here, using the color picker tool, of course. And yeah, color picker picked. Yep. So I can now increase the radius for me, right? So let me see. Can I scroll down? All right. Okay. Yeah, I was trying not to reach to the bottom of the page, right? Wow. So I think this scrolling effect there. Anyways, okay, yeah, I think I was able to edit it without having to yeah. So you can just rotate the slider, of course. Once you're rotating the slider, you're adding a radius, and you can bring the slider back. So I've added that effect to it, and I can also change the position. I can make it like one of the brethren of these guys, right? So I think I'm not sure we need that, of course. So it's always good to enclose your pictures in frames like that, so that you can add that kind of nice effects. So basically that is how to edit. Now I said Abike bags, right? So I'm trying not to like I'll try to make this, I don't know, coherent. I've been making a mess of the canvas before, so I'll try to use the idea, so just the concept that we have learned, to make this design at least a little bit more personalized, right? So let's say it is Abike bags, right? And Abike bags uses let's say pink color. Yeah, let's stick with pink color. So I can make let me make my text a little bit bigger. Okay, what, let me delete bag, so that I have it as one word, Abike bags, right? So Abike, yeah, Abike bags. I think small letter is not bad. No, let me do for the benefit of to avoid doubting. So Abike bags, yeah, I'm good with that. I can change the position, right? Let's say I don't want my own square to just be at this this just small portion. I can make my own rectangle, yeah, not square, rectangle, bigger, so that it covers this entire bottom part of it. So we know that our canvas size is 400, so I can make this 400 maximum width, and I can increase the height to maybe, I don't know, maybe 100, right? So I just need to position it very well, position that it starts, and bring my Y down. So it still has this curvature. If I don't want the curvature, of course, we can come to radius and remove it. Yep. And I can say, what, Abike bags uses pink color, so let me change my color to pink. So I come to my color picker tool, and I select color pink from Abike, right? Yeah, that's lovely. So school bag, ladies bag, I think that works. So we can change our phone number, of course. I think I've changed that earlier today, but yeah. So let me not use 1 2 3. Let me use 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. So in the same way, so I think we have a text here that says sales and repair of something. I can edit that too. Okay, we don't. I think we have sales, but we don't have repair of bags. So sales of so and so. So we have the font with the text here. I think I need to bring it down a little bit, just so that, yeah, school bags. Let me bring school bags down a little bit so that there's more room. So change to Y. That's far too much. So let's see what 359 is not bad, but 349. Okay, no, maybe even 339. Yeah, I'm good with 339. So let me bring this one down to the phone number now. So we have 356, maybe 376. Okay, 376 is too much, so 366. So this is a little bit tedious, but at least we get the concept. So that's why I'm doing it right in front of you. So if you are doing it manually, it doesn't look as if you are doing the wrong thing. So it's still very correct. So 336 is too much, so maybe 316. Yeah, I'm good with that, and I can change the so position it somewhere close to the center. So if I want, I can change the colors, I can change I can change the images in here, and I just put logo here, this text logo here. That means it's the position where you would want to have your logo, in case you have to bring in your logo. So if we were to change the background, yeah, I think I should change the background, just so that I think that would be the final bit of it. So if I want, I can delete this background and I change it, or I can simply just come here to the change option and bring in a new background, right? So bring in my background. I think I have a background on my downloads folder. Yeah, I should have something rather plain. Yeah, this is something plain. So I have a technology background. Yeah, continue. I don't need the part that says technology, so I might just crop it, since we are talking about Abike who sells bags, right? Yes, crop it. And now I mentioned something about saturation, so you might be able to use saturation to advantage here, or it might be temperature or color. So if you look at that, I changed the temperature and I'm getting something pink. Don't forget that my brand is actually pink color, and I think I love the way that pink resonates with my brand, so I can just change that. So instead of the white background, we have a pink background, and I think there's too much of bright pink here, so I might change this to a deeper, let me say a deeper variant or a deeper version of pink. So let me just look for that rectangle. Yeah, it is. And you know, I want the pink to be darker, so I just come here and I come to where I can play around with colors and go to go. So you can change the stroke of each of these elements, of course. As for each of these pictures, so change the stroke color, use your magic wand. Yep. So basically the same thing throughout. So I believe with this we can actually edit. I mean, there's nothing in any of these templates that is more than this. Like, so with this we are equipped with the ability to change anything that we want on any templates that we want to change, right? So I can do the same thing for the last product. I think this is product number 3, right? Yeah. So product 3 is the stroke, come on, and their color picker, and it picks a color, right? Yeah. So in the previous version, yeah, I think I should leave it like this. So okay, maybe my pink background is is too noisy. I can reduce the opacity, of course. So opacity goes down to 50%, and not 0.50, I think. Okay, I wrote 500. So 50%. So I'm not sure I like the way 50% is. Let me just take it back to 100, right? Right. So you can also edit it in the same way that I told you that we have a little bit of option of playing with the edit. So I can come to contrast. Like I told you, if you know how to edit this already, so good for you. It will make you it will give you the ability to create some kind of really nice effects. But if you don't know how to edit too as well, so it's all right. So you can still get your work done. Right. So it has this kind of faded effect. So now that I've created my own, I've customized this design. The final thing to do is to just download. Just click on download, and it will tell you PNG and JPEG. So I said this in the previous class too, that PNG supports transparency while JPEG does not support transparency. I don't think you would need transparency in any of your designs, but that's just the major distinction. So you can select either PNG or JPEG, but should I say the most basic or the most common format is JPEG. So let me say JPEG. So if I say JPEG, I believe we should start downloading immediately. Right. So yeah. So I have it downloading. Okay, I click it twice when it starts quickly. So I can go to my downloads, and it automatically. So maybe I should switch my screen to my downloads, and we can see that. Yeah. So downloads. So and we can see that we have gadgets templates downloaded. So if I want, I can show it in folder. So maybe I should open the image, and we can see our final output, right? So let me stop sharing that. Yeah. Okay, the image has not come up yet, but that's alright. So once it's so I'll stop sharing. So sorry for that. Yeah, window, the picture window.
The meeting is coming to an end in 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm actually done. I just want to show us the picture. Yeah, these are final output. I believe you can see that now. Can we see my screen? So that is our final output. So if we have any questions, I think we should drop them in the group. Yeah, let's drop them in the group, and